receives the ball.
Might note that Mike Butts had the best game of his career at Duquesne last year. Some call it the best game in Bucknell basketball history.
Bo Heiden controls now at the top of the key. Dribbles, comes to Butts. Butts will drive inside, and Anselmino dishes off to Watson from the top of the free throw line. Hits! Nice shot, Johnny Watson. 4-2, the Bison lead here with 17:10 to go. Adams brings it across the timeline, and he'll set up against Mike Joseph. It comes down to White in the corner. Watson tips it away. Nice play to come back and get it. Mike Joseph will drive it up, 4-on-5. Aceto drives off the glass, won't go. Rebound, Joseph in the paint. It's stripped away, and there'll be a walk called. Boy, did you see? I couldn't believe it. Darrell White took John Watson down. It looked like a blatant trip coming across the half-point line.
I have to agree with you, Stu, but what hustle by Watson on the other end of the court to leap out of bounds and make the excellent save. Too bad the Bison couldn't convert.
Anselmino now goes inside to White, and it's broken up by Watson playing great defense. Here come the Bison. Mike Joseph will push it up, 4-on-5. The coach irate for Duquesne. Joseph now will come left, picked by Butts, over to Watson in the left wing. He goes inside to Heiden. Great pass to Butts by Heiden. He goes in, layup, and gets it. And the Bison go up 6-2. Great defense, great offense. The Bison look warm. Petrarch now comes over to Adams at the top. It'll go down to White. He's covered by Watson. Covered well. Adams comes right. It's inside now to Anselmino. He pulls up. Can't hit. No, I'm sorry. It was Newhouse. Newhouse with the bucket. Joseph pushes it up. Butts trails. Joseph now picked by Butts. It goes over to Watson in the left wing. He's picked up by White. Back out to Joseph. Joseph yells out two and comes into Heiden at the top. Goes over to Watson in the left wing. He thinks the driving on White, thinks better. Comes to Aceto. Heiden now drives, pulls up off the glass. No, won't go. Rebound Butts. Can't put it in, and rebound by White. Out comes the break now, led by Adams. He looks and pulls up. The Bison back quickly on defense. Petrarch comes back to Adams. Adams tells Anselmino to get inside and pushes the ball over to White on the left. White pulls up, covered by Watson. There's going to be a push foul on John Watson, I believe.
Yes, it is on John Watson.
He's still looking at that arm gingerly from that trip, Brian.
Stu, we're seeing a stellar performance by Coach Jim Saddlein of the Duquesne Dukes as he works the refs to a degree I haven't seen lately by a visiting coach.
He looks like Jimmy Boeheim crying.
He's on the all-crybaby team.
All right, Adams took some steps trying to drive inside on Joseph. He doesn't look happy with the call, but who would? Here come the Bison. Up 6-4 with 15:27 in the first half. Butts will inbounds.
Butts with 4 of the Bison's 6 points. If they can keep feeding him inside, it'll be a long ride home for the Duquesne Dukes.
Petrarca picks up Joseph. The ball comes to Watson in the left wing. He dishes to Aceto. Parents in the crowd, as you mentioned. Joseph looks down to the right to Watson. Watson comes to Heiden. Aceto now at the ball, comes over to Joseph. 24 on the shot. He looks in. Drives on Petrarca, dishes off to Watson from 3. No, back over to Aceto. He pulls up from 18. Misses. Rebound Heiden, keeps it alive. It comes out to Joseph. He thinks about 3, goes better. Great save by Bo Heiden. Heiden from 3, drives in the paint, shoots. No good. Rebound, Newhouse for the Duquesne Dukes, and here's the outlet to Adams. Adams comes up now. He drives in, pulls up from 8, off the glass, won't go. Rebound Heiden. The ball comes out to Joseph now. He'll push. 3-on-4. Inside, broken up by Newhouse. Bad pass. Here comes Adams. He has to beat Heiden. Heiden pushes him down. Nice defense, but it goes in. The layup for Clayton Adams, the sophomore.
It's a great ball game so far, Stu. It's a run-and-gun type game. Everybody playing a full-court game so far. 6-6. It's all tied up with 14-17 left to go in the first half.
Aceto controls. Now he dishes off to Joseph. Picked by Butts. Joseph comes left. He looks, dishes, give and go to Butts. Pulls up, goes! Nice play. Nice give and go, Brian. The Bison go up 8-6.
Stu, I got to remark, the Bison look confident. They look up for this game. I'm enthused. 8-6, Bison lead.
Clayton Adams shouts out the play, and Newhouse had trouble hearing. It comes over to Petrarca now on the right wing. White having trouble getting inside position. He's pushing off. There's words. Newhouse pulls up now. Misses. Over the back is going to be White. No, they're going to call John Watson for the arm foul. That was terrible.
A heinous call, Stu. I'm going to have to agree.
Darrell White, who's playing the thug early, was all over the back of John Watson. They're going to have to check for footprints after that play. Wow.
The fairly large home crowd not pleased with the call at all. and the mighty large Sigma Chi delegation behind the Duquesne basket, giving the ref an earful.
As predicted, Brian Shanahan and Collins Dobbs check in for the Duquesne Dukes, and Dobbs controls now. He comes out to Shanahan on the right. He'll go back to Dobbs down in the corner. He dishes into Anselmino, covered by Butts, pulls up from 4, hits it. 8-8. We're all nodded, Brian. Anselmino with the hoop. Here comes Mike Joseph. Jim Satlin's assistant coach shouting out orders, and now Aceto will control the ball. He lofts it back to Joseph in the left corner to Watson. He's covered double team quickly. Comes back to Aceto from 3, short. Rebound by Watson. No, he stepped on the end line. It was a nice try by John Watson to save the shot just short by Teddy Aceto.
Good passing game and good shot selection by Aceto, but it just wouldn't fall. But like all good shooters, I'm sure Ted will keep shooting. Once he gets hot, he's really hot. 8-8, it's all tied up at 13-14
Adams
left.
pushes into the right corner for a quick three-pointer from Petrarca. Doesn't go, and out comes Joseph now. It'll be 3-on-3. He sees Aceto. It's broken up by Clayton Adams. Nice defensive play. He'll go 1-on-2 against the Bison. Outrun the two big men, Butts and Heiden. They just couldn't keep up with him. It'll go 10-8. The basket by Clayton Adams, the sophomore, standing just 6 feet. Joseph doesn't look happy, and the Bison will set up again. Joseph controls. He drives. Nice bounce pass to Heiden in the paint. He's fouled from behind by Tony Petrarca.
Shot doesn't fall, but he will get 2 shots from the charity stripe. Heiden, an excellent free throw shooter like all of his teammates. However, we might note the Bison last year 3rd in the nation in free throw percentage. That wasn't the story when they lost in the last minute to Dayton on Saturday. Bison shot only 53% from the field against Dayton. A heinous free throw percentage for this quality shooting squad. Heiden's first shot is up and good.
Heiden hits the first one.
Make it a 10-9. Duquesne lead. Charlie Woollum sticking with his starting lineup as Heiden cans the second one. And in comes for the Bison Keith Fenton from Latrobe, Pennsylvania. And Ted Aceto, the senior, will take a seat. Fenton, an impressive sophomore.
Charlie must not have been happy with Ted Aceto's play, and Adams will drive now, picked up. Dishes over to Anselmino on the left. He sets up again, shouting directions. Keith Fenton, an excellent defensive player, all over Tony Petrarca. Shanahan now will come over to Petrarca. Looks inside, he dishes to Anselmino. He pulls up, fake over Butts, and he's fouled.
Now Bo Heiden who commits the foul. Bucket did not drop.
Bucket did not drop. It was Bo Heiden with the foul.
I got to compliment Coach Charlie Woollum on his selection of putting Keith Fenton in. Aceto, a great guard, but Fenton is an emotional leader on the floor. He's scrappy, he hustles. I think that's what we need against this Duquesne squad. Another substitution. Bo Heiden will take a seat with his one foul.
Right.
And in comes Greg Leggett, a junior, but 16 points the other night.
Canning the free throw, Brian Anselmino, the 6'7 junior. Anselmino looks, hits a second one. 12-10 Duquesne lead. Press now, Butts looks. Inbounds, he inbounds to Shanahan, then he blocks Shanahan's shot. Mike Butts, great recovery. The press now being applied by Collins Dobbs. John Watson beats it, and looks like there's going to be body there. And pushing, yes, Collins Dobbs.
Well, I tell you what, Mike Butts made an error, but he redeemed himself in a big hurry.
Yes, he did.
There's Bison really troubled by that full court press applied by the Duquesne Dukes. And Butts perhaps should have called the TO to save the ball, dished the ball directly to a Duquesne Duke, but then quickly blocked that Duquesne shot.
Keith Fenton inbounds, still heavy pressure by Duquesne. He inbounds to Watson, now is knocked away by Dobbs. Boy, that defense is swarming, Brian.
Yes, it is. It'll still be Bison ball.
Fenton looks in. The sophomore has to regain some composure, and Watson controls. He goes to their ball handler, Mike Joseph, and he'll bring it up. Duquesne recedes into the man-to-man D. Joseph comes to Fenton, way out now, down to Leggett. In the right corner to John Watson. He looks in, being covered by Dobbs, comes back out to Joseph, back to Watson. He pulls up from 18, doesn't go. And looks like we're going to have a foul inside. On Brian Shanahan, I believe.
Actually, it's on number 12, Clayton Adams.
The young sophomore will get the foul. Now we have substitutions for Duquesne. Number 50, Sean Kelly, and number 31, Newhouse, checks back in. This is our first look at Kelly. Kelly, a big boy.
Yes, he is.
He stands at 6'6", all of 225 pounds. Mike Joseph will inbounds. He comes to Watson, picked up by Shanahan. It goes over to Fenton, covered fervently by Clayton Adams. Inside, 2 butts. He dishes off to Leggett. Leggett turns around, hits.
Nice little
recovery.
Jumper over Sean Kelly.
Nice recovery by Leggett. He dropped the ball initially. Now the ball's down the other end, Shanahan. Leggett shouting out Boots. Newhouse inside the paint, won't go. Recovered by Kelly, the big man, and he's fouled from behind by John Watson. It looked like he grabbed an arm. No? There's going to be a foul on the Bison. It'll either be Leggett or Watson. And it's Greg Leggett. He picks up number 1.
11 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here in the first half. All tied up at 12. Crowd's starting to really fill in here, Stu. Looks to about 1,200 people, I think, by my unofficial estimate.
Really surprised to see so much substitution early, Brian, by both teams now.
Yeah, both teams looking to their bench early. I think the pace of the game has a lot to do with that. These teams are really running it up and down the court, especially Duquesne playing that in-your-face defense. That really tires you out.
Kelly misses both free throws. We know his weakness. Greg Leggett with the rebound. Up come the Bison. 3 on 5. It's out to Fenton. He looks, can't get anything back out to Joseph. Joseph comes left now. Will go to Watson. Now back out to Joseph. Fenton has trouble hearing. He picks the play up now. Deflection there. It comes to Joseph for 3. He shoots. Gets it. Boy, 7 of 9 last year, and now he's 1 of 1 from 3 against Duquesne.
Outstanding passing by the Bison. Give and go on the outside wing to Joseph. Good for the 3. 15-12 Bucknell lead on that three-pointer by Joseph.
Newhouse now come out to Collins. Dobbs at the top. He drives and Fenton pulls up from 10. Doesn't go. Newhouse with the rebound. It comes back out to Shanahan from 3. No, goes to Adams. Adams fakes, goes in, jumper, and it goes, and there's a foul by Mike Joseph.
They call a little touch foul on Mike Joseph. Refs really calling this game close. I wish they'd let him play, Stu.
Charlie Woollum gave him the look like, it's okay, Mike. They're calling him tight.
That's Joseph's first foul for the outstanding junior out of Hazelton, PA. Duquesne will go to the line again. This time it's number 12, Clayton Adams, the 6'0 sophomore.
He misses the first one, and the Dukes are 0 for 3 from the line now. Leggett outlet to Joseph. Nice pass to Watson. He drives in. Blocked by Kelly. What a monster block.
Outstanding block shot by Kelly, the junior from Philadelphia, PA. John Watson took it to the lane, but just unfortunately blocked.
No need for supper for Johnny after that one. Inbounds by Mike Joseph. It comes to Watson. He'll go to Fenton. Covered closely, way out now. Fenton dishes to Joseph. He drives in, pulls up from 2. It's blocked. Kelly with another block. And the ball's off of him. Boy, the big man at 6'6", looking great. And the ball was off of Joseph. I'm sorry, correction. It'll be inbound by Kelly, and the Duquesne Dukes control.
Kelly's a 6'6", 220-pound junior from Philadelphia, PA. Played at Philadelphia's Roman Catholic High School, where he averaged 11.5 points, 8 rebounds, and not surprisingly, 3 blocks a game at that fine school.
Adams brings it up for the Dukes. He's covered by new entrant Bobby Woollum. Adams now at the ball. He comes right to Kelly. Kelly looks in. He'll go over to Adams. Adams controls now. Pick by Shanahan, doesn't work. It comes over now to Dobbs. Dobbs thinks about shoot, comes into the paint, dishes off to Adams. Adams comes, shoots with the right hand. It won't go. And there's a foul on Leggett now. Boy, they're calling him close. Away from the ball, Greg Leggett called for personal foul number 2.
I don't know what these refs are thinking tonight. Bobby Woollum, I might note, got a piece of that last Duquesne shot. Bob, of course, the coach's son, playing his junior year here at Bucknell. Sean Kelly, the man we're talking about with the block shot so far for Duquesne, is a JUCO product. Played 2 years of junior college ball at Northeastern Oklahoma A&M, where he averaged 7.4 points, and 6.2 rebounds last year.
He barely hits the front end of his one-on-one. Trickles in. 15 all with 10:13 to go. Petrarca will check in for the Dukes. He hits the second one, 16-15.
Duquesne leads with 10:13 left in the first half.
Clayton Adams steps off, was playing excellent defense, I might add. Inbound for the Bison, there's a press. got a young team on the floor now here with Leggett and Woollum. We'll see how they handle it. There's trouble. Leggett now dribbling. Stops. It comes over to Woollum, and they break it. Out to Watson now. He pulls up from 3. Misses. Two-pointer, I'm sorry. His foot was on the line. The Bison go up 17-16. Shanahan now looking inside. It'll come to Newhouse, the product from West Germany. Comes to Petrarca. Petrarca drives on Woollum. Spin move, and we're going to get a walk. It looked like he dragged the foot.
Another turnover for Duquesne. And here come the Bison again, holding that 1-point lead with 9:48 left.
The Bison appear rattled by the press, but it's now off. They can sit back, relax, and play their game. Bobby Woollum comes up, picked up by half court by Collins Dobbs. It comes to Fenton. There's inside action again. And we're going to have a foul. Let's see who it's on. Kelly with the foul. A lot of action inside, Brian.
It's a vigorous game. Kelly, the Duquesne media guide, says has good moves inside and loves to slam dunk, so we might be seeing some high-flying action here at Davis Gym.
The ball hadn't even gotten near the three-point line when the foul occurred. Now it's inside the butts. He dishes to Fenton, who drives, stopped, broken up by Newhouse. Another great play by him. He's had about 2 steals now. Down to Shanahan. He pulls up for the jumper. Outside, no, and it's picked up by Fenton. He looks, comes to Woollum. Didn't look confident making the outlet pass there, Brian.
Nice bound by the scrappy Fenton. On that last play, I think he was getting a little carried away, taking it into the trees in the lane. Duquesne's a big team.
Butts now pulls up from 16 and hits over Kelly. Still action. Greg Leggett found his way to the floor. Boy, is it brutal in there.
Butts' high percentage shots are usually down inside the paint, but he's taking some 10-footers, some 12-footers tonight and canning them. 19-16's the Bucknell lead over the Atlantic 10 Duquesne Dukes.
Shanahan now will come over to Petrarca. He goes back to Shanahan. Picked up by Watson. It comes to Newhouse on the top. Doesn't see anything, and there's another foul inside. Another one. And it'll be on Keith Fenton against Collins. No, it'll be Collins Dobbs. Fenton looked irate. I guess he was because he's being hammered in there.
Fenton's giving the referee a little slap on the bun of approval. 19-16, the Bucknell lead, 8 minutes and 47 seconds. We have a timeout here at Davis Gymnasium, entering its 51st year of hot competition.
Just to give you an idea of the intensity, that is the first timeout. These guys have been going full steam, Brian.
And it really starting to show. Both teams going to their benches, but both teams with strong benches. As we say at the top of the show, both teams return all starters and all their top substitutes.
Keith Fenton not happy with the play down there. Collins Dobbs, who looks mean, was giving him some elbows, and he got called for it.
Mike Butts on a torrid pace, too. Already has, by my count, 8 points and 1 rebound. 8 points. He only needs 34, of course, to hit the 1,000-point plateau. And again, his best game of his career was last year against this very same squad.
Sean Kelly, of course, the JC transfer, is rewarded for his fine play by staying on the court.
As is Keith Fenton, the scrappy sophomore from Greater Latrobe High School in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. 3
non-starters on the court for the Bison. Bobby Woollum will push. He comes to Fenton. Fenton inside to Watson. Is back out to Fenton. Looks 3, fakes, comes back to Leggett. It's pushed over to Woollum. Woollum now to Watson at the top. He comes to Leggett. Down in the post. He can't pull up, hit the bottom of the backboard on the pass, and it's intercepted by Brian Newhouse. He comes out to Shanahan with the layup, easy bucket. Nice transition by Shanahan, and here come the Bison.
With that, the Dukes draw within 1. They lay off the Bison and don't do that full court press.
1918, Woollum drives in the paint, puts it up. Nice shot, Bobby Woollum. We saw him emerge in the Susquehanna game, and here he is against Duquesne.
I'm surprised by his performance. It's been pretty darn good, Stu. Nice little shovel hook from in the paint.
Dobbs now drives from the hits. No, he's going to be called for a charge.
No, and au contraire, it's a block against the Duquesne Dukes, much to the glee of here. I thought, too, that it was a charge.
No, it was a charge on Dobbs. Bucknell was defending on that.
I'm all wet on that one still. Getting a little carried away in the excitement here.
Granted, here's the umbrella, the Bison control. 21-18.
7:54 left in the first half. Brian McGlinchey and Stu Haas bringing you great Bucknell basketball action.
The original 5 on the court for Duquesne, and Bo Heiden is checked back in for the Bison. He controls now at the top. He comes left to John Watson. Watson looks in, doesn't see anything, comes Fenton. Right to Woollum. Top now to Watson, down left to Fenton. He fakes, drives, can't get anything, comes back to Watson from 18, pulls up, no good. Rebound, Heiden. And there's a push-off inside on the West German Neuhaus.
Duquesne needs to watch out. One of their players, Dobbs, already with 3 fouls, and that foul section of the scoreboard on Duquesne's side lighting up like a Christmas tree. Ted Aceto trying to sub in, and does so for Keith Fenton, who sits down to a good round of applause. Scrappy player Fenton, as I say.
I must say that these referees are tighter than a new Rawlings glove. It is tough out here. Heiden will shoot from the line. He misses, a rare miss, and Petrarca bounds for the Dukes.
Not sure what the problem is with the Bison in the field free throw percentage, but they definitely need some refresher course.
Point guard Clayton Adams picked up by Bobby Woollum. Comes into Petrarca now. He looks inside. Watson battling with White. He'll drive on Watson. Over Watson. Bucket. 21-20. Bucknell. 7-16. Bobby Woollum pushes it up for a 4 and 5. Comes to Butts, who trails. Butts gets called for the walk.
Boy, that's the lifted his foot, I think, before he put the ball down. That's been a point of emphasis the last 2 years in NCAA refereeing.
It's not really 2 steps. It's more just a head start.
Yeah, you got to put that ball down before you move the foot.
Here comes Neuhaus now. He drives into the paint from the corner and misses. Tipped now by Heiden. It goes to Woollum. Woollum looks up. He sees Watson inside. Watson is fouled by Neuhaus, and the bucket doesn't go.
Fails to get the drop.
I think on that shot, Watson's got to go with authority and jam that ball, not try and lay it in. He tried to do a reverse layup there and got hammered by Neuhaus. The Bison need those buckets. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Mike Butts threw one down, you'll remember, against Susquehanna, but a dunk in a game situation like this could really rile up this Davis Gymnasium crowd, get them really into the game, make them a factor.
Watson has now hit 3 of 4 from the line on the season. He'll shoot another. It's 22-20 Bison.
Great basketball action, Stu.
I'm really excited. And here comes Watson with the second one. Hits it, and it's 23-20 Bucknell. 6:55 remaining. Here come the Dukes. Adams now doesn't see anything. He'll drive a little. He's picked up by Woollum. He stops the dribble. Comes to Petrarca. Petrarca inside to White. He's battling against Watson. He pulls up. Misses. Butts with the bound. Here comes Bobby Woollum. He looks up and sees 1 on 3. Decides to hold back. John Watson.
Good judgment by the junior guard. Didn't see an opportunity, so he slowed it down, let the Bison set up their half-court offense.
Nice pass by Watson to Heiden, but he couldn't do anything with it. Came back out to Watson. Woollum now shaking his head. He comes into Butts. It goes to Teddy Aceto. He's back on the court. Heiden now pulls up from 3-point range. Misses. In and out.
Tough rim on that one. In and out.
White with the rebound. Comes to Adams. Picked up by Watson. He drives. Comes in. Won't go. Rebound. Neuhaus. Puts it on the floor and then goes back up. What's the call? There's a whistle. Jump ball.
It's a jump ball. I'm not sure which way the possession arrow is facing.
It's going to Duquesne.
Yes,
They'll retain the ball. Neuhaus should have never put the ball on the floor, Brian. He had a clear shot to the hoop.
Putting that ball on the floor in the paint like that, definitely bad call.
You're just asking for trouble. Anselmino comes back out to Neuhaus. Petrarca controls now against Aceto. He goes inside to White. White with a nice left-handed glass. It won't go. Picked up by Butts, and out comes Bobby Woollum. Crowd filling in. It's a great game.
23-20, the Bucknell lead as they look to defeat the Atlantic 10 Duquesne Dukes.
Bo Heiden now out at 3. He comes to Aceto, pulls up from 16. Won't go. Rebound by White.
Aceto's 0 for 3 from the floor tonight. That shot will sooner or later start dropping.
Pitched up quickly by Duquesne. Petrarca controls.
I don't think Duquesne's getting the kind of shot selection that they're looking for tonight. A lot of weird-looking hooks being thrown up.
Petrarca from way outside doesn't go, but the rebound by Adams, and he comes in, misses the layup, and Heiden controls. Looks like the Bison are setting up in a 2-3 now, Brian. Rotating on the guards, and here comes Bobby Woollum. Woollum doesn't see anything on the left, goes center to Heiden. Heiden from 3. Hits it off the glass. 26-20 to Bison.
That's our biggest Bucknell lead, 6 points. Mike Joseph at the scorer's table, ready to check in and take over the reins of this highly touted Bison squad.
Clayton Adams now comes left to Neuhaus. It comes out to Petrarca outside the 3. He looks in, goes to White. White's about 16 feet out. He dishes to Petrarca. Back to White, almost threw it away, recovered by White. Adams now sets up the play. 19 on the shot. 26-20 Bison, 4:37 remaining. He drives on Woollum, has to pull up from the free throw line, hits it. Boy, that was a touch foul. Bobby Woollum barely got a hand in there. Great shot, though, by Adams. It seemed like he recovered composure in the air as he let go of that ball.
I think it was called before the shot.
Was it?
I see no change in the score. Oh, there it is now. It was a two-point shot, 26-22. They'll have a chance to draw within 3.
Shanahan now is checked back in for the Dukes.
As has Michael Joseph for Bobby Woollum.
Missing the free throw, the Dukes. He missed the free throw. There was a scrap for it, and it looks like there's going to be a call on the Dukes over the back of Mike Butts.
So with 4:33 left in a 26-22 Bison lead, I was about to say the starting 5 on the floor for Bucknell, but Charlie Woollum works his bench again, puts Greg Leggett in. John Watson will take a seat.
Given the pace of the game, this may be a move by Charlie and the Duquesne coach as well to rest the players, be ready for second half when the action is sure to get heated. Heiden now hits the front end, and Bo back in his game.
Bo with a jubilant shake of the fist as he cans that bucket. He knows he should make these shots. It's Bucknell's forte.
28-22 Bison. Inbounds by Anselmino. It'll go to Adams. He'll push it up now. It comes to Shanahan. White mixing it up inside already. Shanahan back to Adams. Adams drives now in the paint. Looked like he took steps. He hits the layup. Boy, looked like he took 2 or at least 3 steps there, Brian. Joseph will push it up now.
Not much doubt about that, Stu. Refs calling some things, not calling the others. So it goes each way. 28-24, Bucknell lead.
Teddy Aceto with the ball. Bo Heiden, then to Leggett. Back over to Joseph on the left. It goes to Heiden. Heiden looks, comes left wing. It's down to Joseph. Joseph looks in now. It goes to Aceto. Back over to Leggett. He comes to Heiden in the right. Back to Leggett from 3 range. It goes over to Joseph in the left. Oh, and there's action inside, and Anselmino is going to be called for the foul on Butts, and that was a good call. Mike Butts looks overconfident. Hey, how about it one?
Mike Butts with a smile on his face as foul's called on his adversary, and he'll take a trip to the free throw line. 3:52 left, 28-24 Bucknell lead. Brian McGlinchey and Stu Haas on WVBU 90.5 Lewisburg, PA.
It's harder for Butts to get open inside than it was to trade on October 9th, 1987. Misses the free throw. Bad shooting by the Bisons, recovered by Duquesne. It comes down to White. He moves on Joseph, pulls up, and it goes. Nice glass shot. Boy, White, you don't think he's going to be able to hit those shots, but he shoots with confidence, and he gets them. It's 28-26 Bucknell.
Big Rick Pfaff checks up to the scores table. We'll be seeing him coming in soon.
Greg Leggett now looks. He comes over to Teddy Aceto. Leggett controlling again. Butts being double-teamed by Anselmino and White. The ball comes out to Joseph. He goes down right to Leggett. Looks in again. Joseph controls for the Bison. 28-26. Sets up play 2 and looks in. Back door to Heiden. Heiden got a hand on it but couldn't control. Anselmino controls. Pushes it out to Adams. Here come the Dukes. In the right corner to Shanahan. Makes a move on Leggett and hits it. Just a pretty little inside move on Greg Leggett. Got him to hesitate and put the bucket in. 28 all.
Yeah, easy deuce off the baseline. Ties the game up.
Mike Joseph now at the half line. Goes to Aceto. He babies it back to him. And it's tipped inside by Heiden. There was a pass made by Joseph. And he controls again from 3. Misses. Rebound by White. Here comes Duquesne with a chance to go ahead. Adams with the ball now. 2:40 to go. 3-pointer by Shanahan. Won't go over the back of the backboard, and the Bison control.
In comes Rick Pfaff for the Bison, and he'll replace Greg Leggett, who takes a seat.
And taking a seat for Duquesne, Brian Anselmino, and the big man, Mr. Kelly, checks in.
Leggett and Anselmino each with 2 fouls.
Sean Kelly, a Mountain, comes out to the top. Mike Joseph crosses the timeline, and we're ready for action. He looks down to Aceto in the left wing, covered by Adams. Makes a move on Adams, stripped away by Adams. Nice steal. He controls. Great defensive play. Teddy tried to move in on him, and he picked his pocket. Petrarkic now with the ball. Here comes Kelly. He dishes back to Petrarkic. He pulls up for 3-pointer. Mike Butts now with the controlling bound. Out comes Mike Joseph. He'll push it up 4 and 4. Oh, and he...
Wow, that's not something you'll see real often. Really silly little turnover by Mike Joseph. Ball got a little bit over his hand. and called for the walk. 28-28, we're all tied up, 1:59 left in the first half. Bucknell and Duquesne.
Great basketball action, Duquesne Bucknell. Brian Shanahan with the ball now. He comes over to Kelly, the big man posting up on Butts. Back now to Shanahan. Shanahan comes to the top. He's covered by Pfaff. Comes back to Pacharka. He's a long-range bomber. Keep your eye on him. Back comes Adams. Adams goes over to the right to Shanahan. Shanahan looks in. Kelly with the ball now. Bounce pass broken up by Bo Heiden. He tried to get it into White. Now here's an outlet pass to Aceto. He saves it to Botts. Blocked from behind by Shanahan.
Mugged by number 12, Shanahan. Mike Butts looking to get the easy deuce. Excellent passing by Bucknell on that one. Heiden first with the steal, then looked to Aceto. Aceto was guarded, kicked it out to Butts, who was hacked to prevent the easy deuce. 28 all, 1:27 left in the first half.
Butts cans the front end, and the Bison go up 29-28. The 6'10 senior, seeking All-American status, pulls up for the second, misses. Boy, Butts having trouble from the line today, and the Dukes rebound. Clayton Adams will bring it up.
Adams, a sophomore, 6 foot, 165 pounds from Philadelphia. He's also played at Roman Catholic High School.
Shanahan drives for a layup now. It's blocked away. He comes back and hits it. Baseline jumper after having his shot missed. Shanahan, nice recovery, and it's 30-29. The visitors are on top. Mike Joseph looks in now. Shouts out the play, comes to Pfaff. A lot of young guys getting experience. Pfaff drives right, comes to Joseph coming off the pick. Joseph inside to Butts. Nice pass. He shoots a short shot. A little wimpy, and White rebounds.
45 seconds on the clock, 39. Body in the paint. Perhaps save his other players from foul trouble, as Johnny Watson has 2 fouls. He'll be seated until the second half, of course. 9 seconds are left. The shot clock is off, and Clayton Adams, all the way from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, is at the line.
Now, were he and Kelly teammates, do you know it all, Brian? Were they the same year in school?
Well, Adams, of course, is a sophomore. Kelly, on the other hand,
he's a
junior.
So?
Yes, I guess at one time they were on the same team down there in Philadelphia.
Well, Adams only hit one, and the press by Duquesne broken up. Joseph drives now. Nice bounce pass to Pfaff, and it's blocked by Kelly. You can't put that ball on the floor. Aceto, last-second jumper, won't go. And the Dukes control.
That horn, of course, signals the end of the first half. And the Bison head into the locker room facing a 2-point deficit. 31-29 is the visiting Duquesne Duke lead.
Boy, Brian, Rick Pfaff's got to put that ball in the hole. You can't put it on the floor. Big Kelly came in and blocked it.
That would have been a really big bucket to tie it up as we headed into the locker room. Bison with a rare opportunity, able to push it up for a fast break. But, of course, Duquesne there to make the play with the blocked shot. Well, Stu, a great half of action here at Davis Gymnasium. Everything we promised and more.
You betcha. Rick Pfaff looking dejected when he walked off the floor there. Knew he had made a mistake.
Yeah, that would have been big.
It's only 2 points. 31-29 Bison down at the half.
Well, Stu, let's have a look at action around the East Coast Conference. 3 of Bucknell's ECC rivals in non-conference action last night. First, Lafayette paid a visit to West Point, and the Army Cadets walked away with a 68-61 victory. 2 players for the Lafayette Leopards under first-year coach John Leone had 20 points or more. Otis Ellis, a graduate of Germantown Academy in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, had 24 points and 13 rebounds. Matt Roberts had chipped in 20 points. The Leopards are now 3-0. Of course, they're playing this year without their storied head coach, Butch Van Bredikoff, who's vacated that job to take over the reins at Hofstra. Lafayette, a note before I move on to the Hofstra game, rebounded the Army Cadets 38-18. Of course, Army pays a visit to Bucknell on January 16th. Stu and I will be there to bring you the action. And Bucknell will be looking for revenge. Last year they lost by a point at Army. We'll see if there's a different story this year. Hofstra also in action. However, it was a loss for Butch Van Bredikoff and the Flying Dutchman up in Hempstead, New York, as the Flying Dutchman played host to Central Connecticut. Central Connecticut won 74-61. Flying Dutchmen are now 1-1. Central Connecticut trailed in the second half, and the game was tied at 33 at halftime, but excellent foul shooting by Central Connecticut ensured them with a victory. Finally, the third team in action last night with the Delaware Fightin' Blue Hens, who walked away with a victory. They hosted Washington College of Maryland and defeated them 77-71. High scorer for the Fightin' Blue Hens was Ellsworth Bowers, who had 20 points. And a hot stat here, 16 rebounds for Bowers. The Blue Hens are now 1-2. They had to rally from an 11-point deficit with 12 minutes to play to get the victory. Rob Jackson canned 6 straight free throws at the game's conclusion to secure the win. In action earlier tonight, the Bucknell junior varsity squad squared off against Penn State's York campus. It was the Bison with a 76-58 victory. Game highlight, Keane Bell dunked 3 times before the sparsely attended game. Bill Courtney, oh my, Bill Courtney all the way from Springfield, Virginia, had 32 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. No wonder, Stu, that the preseason guides call him the top freshman here at Bucknell.
We've got the Starlets performing for us here, Bucknell's cheerleading crew, instead of the normal cheerleaders that we have. This must be a new tradition. Brian, we're going to cut to a tune and then come back.
All right, I could use a little break. Some great action here. Brian McGlinchey and Stu Haas playing some tunage for you now as we pause at halftime. Bucknell trails 29-31 to the visiting Duquesne Dukes at Davis Gymnasium.
All right, halftime music courtesy of the Cover Girls. I'm back with Brian McGlinchey. Brian, what a half we had.
Great action here, everything we had hoped for and much more. It's 31-29 Duquesne lead. The Dukes retake the floor for their second half warm-ups. We have just about under 5 minutes left to go till we start a second half of intense action. Really battling it out, Stu. A lot of fouls being called. It's a physical game. It's an intense game. The Dukes, of course, looking for revenge for last year's 96-93 overtime loss to the Bison at Duquesne. Now does the Bison retake the floor?
Speaking to Pat Moylan over here on the sideline while you're away, Brian.
Pat, of course, played on last year's team for the Bison.
Not impressed by the performance of either Mike Joseph or Teddy Aceto, the 2 guards for the Bison. Bobby Woollum came in brief action, probably for about 5 minutes. Looked confident, ran the Bison offense well, broke a couple presses. Impressive for the young man.
Woollum really coming along. A lot of people didn't have very much confidence in him. Not really a fan favorite. It's tough, though, I guess, being the coach's son. But honestly, God, really doing a good job tonight and pretty good at the Susquehanna game as well. Woollum contributed 1 rebound and 1 shot, 2 total points, 2 assists. But the stats belie his performance, which was really impressive for the time that he was in. Mike Butts leads all Bison scorers with 9 points.
Shocker.
He has 5 rebounds. He's 4 of 6 from the field, continuing his excellent shooting going into tonight's game. Mike Butts, the senior, 6'10 senior, and All-American candidate, 21 of 25 for 84% from the field. Stellar, unheard of field goal percentage.
And you look over for Butts and you see 2 block shots and you think, oh, he's going at his good pace, 3.4 average last year. Then you look up and see Big Sean Kelly in limited action, I might add, with 3.
Oh, my.
The JC transfer from Philly tearing up the court.
Mike Butts, of course, the top returning shot blocker in the nation. We'll see how he stacks up now as the new season's underway. See how some of these youngsters are performing. Of course, next for the Bison is Bo Heiden with 7 points, but he's also pulled down 6 rebounds. He's 4 of 5 from the line, shooting well. The Bison shooting 70% from the charity stripe in the first half. Leading the Duquesne Dukes, Clayton Adams from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with 11 points. He has 1 rebound, 1 of 4 from the free throw line. Next, Brian Shanahan, number 11. He has 6 points and 2 rebounds. 3 players for the Duquesne Dukes have 4 points apiece. They are Darrell White, Arnold Newhouse, and Brian Anselino.
I might add that neither team is shooting for the highlight films. The Duquesne Dukes 13 of 32 at 406, and the Bison at 357, 10 of 28. Not good for a team whose, as their forte, as you mentioned, is shooting the ball from the outside, Brian.
Yeah, the Bison 15th in the NCAA last year in field goal percentage with 51.9. So they're not shooting up to standards, but then again, stiff competition tonight, so the Dukes aren't going to give you the best shot selection in the world. Dukes really applying the pressure in the first half, often opting for a full court press, which looked like it was going to give the Bison some trouble, looking a little harried by it. I think they needed to pass over that zone press that they were being faced against, but I guess it started to wear down a little too much on the Dukes as they gave up and retreated, went back to a half-court defense. Just under a minute left to go as the teams warm up for second half action. 31-29 is the Duquesne lead. I am Brian McGlinchey along with Stu Haas on 90.5 WVBU. This is Bucknell basketball.
You try and gather a mood from the warm-ups before the second half, Brian, and as I look at Duquesne, I've noticed smiles and a little banter by the team. And I look down at Bucknell. I see no smiles, ready for action. That could tell the mood in the second half.
Bison definitely have their game faces on. Definitely have a real big crowd on their favor. A little editorial note here, Stu. I think somebody's asleep in Bucknell Sports Administration. This game didn't receive nearly the publicity it deserves. The Atlantic 10 Duquesne Dukes predicted to finish 5th in their conference behind stellar teams like Temple, West Virginia, and URI. Should have definitely gotten a lot more attention than it did. Many people didn't even know. I'm sure if this game had been adequately publicized, this house would be rocking. Sure, there's a good crowd on hand, but that was all by word of mouth. Definitely a need for some better publicity up top. I'm wondering who's responsible for that, but I think they're definitely asleep on this one, Stu. Bison are back out on the court, and here come the Duquesne Dukes. 4 players for Duquesne, and finally here comes the 5th.
Thought the coach was going to run out, but no, he sent Tony Petrarca out. Original 5 on the court for both teams.
Coach Jim Saddleman, one of his assistant coaches, is his brother. Another one played pro ball. Experienced coaching staff there. And second half action underway.
Mike Joseph now looks over, passing to Teddy Aceto. Aceto picked up by Petrarca. He'll go back out to Joseph. They're sitting up far outside the three-point line. Comes down to the right wing to Bo Heiden. Bo looks out. Goes inside to Butts on White. Spins. Jumper. No good. Massive jump for the ball, and it's rebounded by White. 2 Bison converge to Duquesne, and Duquesne comes away with it. Clayton Adams will push it up now. Down in the right corner of the Newhouse. Takes a jumper. Hits. Oh, he looks sharp.
Good for 2, and good to extend the Duquesne lead to 4. 19:28 left. 33-29 is the score. Low scoring at this pace, but intense game.
Bison can't let this get too far out of hand, Brian.
They need a bucket.
Down to Butts now. Butts drives on Newhouse off the glass, goes and count it! And the Bison with a chance to pull within 1. Mike Butts, that look on his face that's always there, but he canned that move off the glass.
Caught the Duquesne Dukes out of position. They hacked him, and the big man hit the shot, and now he goes to the line. As he said, chance to pull within 1. Cans it.
Butts, who was 1 of 3 before that shot, Kansas free throw. And it's 33-32 Duquesne. Clayton Adams now looks in. He'll go to Petrarca. Petrarca back out to Adams. Looks inside. Watson covering White nicely. It comes to Newhouse on the left. He drives in the paint. Dishes off to Anselmino, and he gets around Butts. Poor defense on Butts' part. Let Anselmino sneak in. Here comes Mike Joseph for the Bison.
Bison need to get a little on top.
Joseph will go in the left wing to Johnny Watson. He'll come back out. Johnny buried deep there, covered by White. Mike Butts looks for position on Anselmino. Heiden now looking, comes to Butts outside. Butts goes right, dribbles, come to Watson. White knocked to the floor. Watson jumper, count it! Oh, Heiden put White on his fanny. The big man down. Here come the Dukes.
Clinging tenaciously to their 1-point lead. Going to a half-court offense. Clayton Adams up top.
White complaining of Watson's pushing. He's just keeping him out. A lot of contact. White with the ball now, covered by Watson. He spins on Watson with the elbow, comes back out to Petrarca. Petrarca comes out to Adams. Adams on top now, covered by Joseph. Not tight defense by the Bison, laying back little. Adams comes in about 10 and gets it from the paint. Doesn't go. Newhouse with the rebound, fakes, goes up, misses an easy layup, goes again. Blocked shot by Teddy Aceto. Blocked his shot nicely. He missed 2 from about 2 feet. The Duquesne Dukes. Newhouse will try again in the paint from 10. Off the front of the rim. Rebound Bots. Here come the Bison.
Physical game, Stu. Refs calling it tight, but they're not calling a little loose in this half.
Watson comes in, layup. Nice play.
Oh, my. No foul called.
No foul.
A lot of contact, but oh, my. Bucknell back on top with a 1-point lead.
I like that look on John Watson's face. He looks intense, ready to take control. Look at him covering White.
He looks hungry, and I like it.
Anselmino now comes back to Petrarca. It goes over to Clayton Adams in the left. Picked by White. Joseph breaks it. Ball comes back to White. He moves on Watson. Goes off the glass. Boy, he's got that glass shot down nicely. 37-36 Dukes. 17:25 to go. Mike Joseph now comes over to Butts. He'll go left. It comes down left wing to Watson. Nice pass inside to Butts. Pulls up off the glass. Goes! Mike Butts. Nice shot. 38-37 Bison. Here comes Clayton Adams for the Dukes. He'll penetrate. Doesn't see anything. Comes back out to Petrarca from 3. It'll go back to Adams. And he'll sit up at the top. 35 on the shot. Comes down to White. Knocked away by Watson. Double coverage now. Adams free. Pulls up from a free throw line. Jumper hits it. Mike Joseph came over to help out, and Adams was open for the short jumper. Can't give him that.
38-39. The Bison trail with 16:49 left to play in this ball game.
John Watson now comes to Heiden for a free throw line jumper, and it goes. Oh, Heiden with a nice outside shot for a big man.
They leave the big man unguarded. As you say, he does have a nice touch. He's deceptive. He can it from anywhere.
Intense game here. The Dukes control. Clayton Adams looks in. Goes to Newhouse, the West German product. Cans it from outside. He's got a good jumper for a big man. That's his second nice hoop from here. He just misses from 2 feet. That's his problem.
A lot of lead changes in this half. Now, it's Duquesne on top. The Bison look to regain the lead.
Mike Butts sets the picks for Mike Joseph. It doesn't go. Now he drives the paint, pulls up, goes off the glass, and he's fouled. Count it.
Oh, yeah. It's electrifying this crowd here at Davis Gym. Joseph, the guard, but not afraid to take it inside. Takes it in. Duquesne feels the game, getting a little out of his grip. And Coach Jim Saddlin calls a timeout. He looks a little irate.
He looks disillusioned at best.
He doesn't want to get this Davis Gym smoking. He needs to calm this crowd down as much as he needs to calm down his players. It's a 42-41 Bucknell lead. I'm Brian McGlinchey along with Stu Haas, bringing you action on WVBU, the voice of Bucknell University, 90.5 FM in Lewisburg. 16:15 left. Remind you, listeners at home, this is a quality ball club, which is paying a visit to Davis Gym. It's not too late to get on down there. We got plenty of ball game left. The Duquesne Dukes out of the Atlantic 10 Conference. This is a team that squares off throughout the year against Mark Shakin' Bacon Macon and the Temple Owls. And also, URI went to the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament last year. Quality ball club, quality competition. Timeout is over.
And you talk about a tongue lashing. I had the severe enjoyment of listening into the Duquesne huddle. There were some blood vessels bursted over there. He's telling the Dukes to run their offense, look for the play, and get aggressive inside. He's not happy, Brian.
Saddlin, a player and a coach at St. Bonaventure earlier in his career. Also an Atlantic 10 Conference team, the Brown Indians up in New York. Of course, the Bison pay a visit to St. Bonaventure on Saturday. Johnny Watson looked forward to that game. His father's an employee at St. Bonaventure.
Ward Cleaver, the Duquesne coach, is not. Joseph hits the free throw, and it's 43-41 Bison. Here comes Clayton Adams. Let's see if the Dukes respond to their coach's tongue lashing. Newhouse now with the ball. He'll come out to Petrarca. Petrarca looks in. Goes to White. Three-pointer now by Petrarca. It goes.
Cans it. Nice pick up top. I'm surprised the Bison aren't doing that play a little more for Joseph. It's a money play last year. They set that pick at the top of the three-point line.
Joseph almost carries. It goes down to Aceto. Now back out to Joseph and over to Watson in the left. Bo Heiden sees Butts inside. Oh, and he could have jaded and he laid it in. Boy, I expected a monster jam from Butts. It's 45-44. Bison will take the points and like it. White looks outside. He comes to Adams. Adams down right to Petrarca. Petrarca sees nothing, comes to Adams. Left wing to Newhouse. He was going to pull up for that jumper, and Bo stopped him. He drives into the paint and pulls up and hits it. Bo Heiden did a good job to stop the jumper on the D, but he let him into the paint and he nailed it. Teddy Aceto just lost total control, and we're going to have a call on Adams. Boy, I've got to think that was lucky for the Bison. It looked like Teddy was out of control.
Yeah, it looked like it traveled to me, too. That's Adams' second foul of the ball game, so no trouble there, but could prove costly later on. Of course, Coach Saddlin hates to see his point guard get in any kind of foul trouble at this point in the game. 15-18 left in the ball game. Bison trail by 1, but they've got the basketball.
Mike Joseph will work in now. He comes to John Watson at the top. He'll go over to Aceto on the left. Goes back out to Heiden at the top. He fakes, goes inside, dishes to Aceto from 15. Hits! That's the confidence and shot we need from Teddy Aceto to win this game. It's 47-46 Bison. It's also the confidence he needs to stay on the court.
If Aceto gets hot, that spells trouble for Duquesne. He's a streaky shooter, but when he's hot, he's really hot, Stu.
Petrarca now back out to Adams. It'll go to Anselmino. We haven't heard much from him. He drives the paint, covered by Butts, and he put the body on him. He's going to get called for the foul.
For Butts, the 6'10 senior, it's his second foul.
No sooner does the invisible man Anselmino touch the ball, and he drives the paint, draws the foul, and goes to the line to shoot 2.
I think, Stu, in this physical game, as the time clock wears down, these fouls are going to become a real factor. And the bench may prove to be the crucial strength for the winning team. 47-46, Bucknell lead, but Duquesne looks to tie it with his foul shot. Back rims it. He's a big man and has a stereotypical big man's proficiency from the foul line, apparently.
Only averaged 5.7 a game last year, Brian. He hits the second, and we're all knotted at 47. Here comes Mike Joseph. Come on, Bison. Mike Joseph now will come over to Teddy Aceto. Aceto back to Joseph. In the corner to Watson. He dishes to Butts. Nice play. Jumper from the baseline. It goes. Oh!
And the foul.
And White not happy. Who cares? The bucket counts. And a free throw.
Jim Seidlin looking concerned. He looks back down his bench, but he's not sure who to put in. 49-47. And oh my, the Sigma Chi delegation behind the basket really putting it to these visiting Duquesne Dukes. That's the type of factor I was talking about at the opening, of course. Davis Gym, a formidable place to play. You've got 50 brothers of the basketball players right in your face, yelling all kinds of stuff. It's a hard place to play. Mike Butts looks to extend the lead to 3, and does. It's 50-47 Bucknell, 14:34 left.
Here comes Clayton Adams and the Dukes. It's 50-47. Adams now setting. It comes to Petrarca. He comes back out to Adams. Down left to White. He's covered by Heiden. It comes out to Adams. Almost lost it. Comes back now to Petrarca on the right. Adams looks in. Over to the left for White. Thought three-pointer comes in Anselmino. Nice pass to Newhouse. Foul. Count it. Johnny Watson got a hand in there. Nice pass by Anselmino. The big man looked in and found Newhouse, the West Germaner.
I don't know about that call, Stu. I mean, it looked like he might have fouled him on the first shot, but then he took it back down and then went up, and the second shot was definitely clean. Well, the Zebra's decision is final, of course. The big man back at the line. 50-49, the Bucknell lead. And
the House misses, and Butts with the rebound, and the Bison still lead by 1. Petrarca now applying a one-man press to Joseph. Joseph gets away and sees a 4-on-4. Will he exploit? Inside to Heiden, knocked away. He saves it. Over to Aceto. Aceto in the right corner now. He'll drive, thinks twice, comes back out to Joseph. Teddy doesn't look confident driving in there, Brian.
No, he doesn't, but scrappy play by Heiden to save the ball.
Aceto now off to pick up Butts, can't penetrate. He comes to Aceto in the left corner. Teddy inside, nice pass to Butts. He pulls up, can't get it. Rebound, Heiden, tip, doesn't go. Heiden still fighting for it with White and Dobbs. And he can't get it, and now there's ball goes out of bounds. Whose is it? It's Bucknell ball. And look at White, he's gonna get a technical if he keeps that up.
Bison with a 1-point lead and the basketball, 13:42 left. A lot of breaks in the actions this half.
Darryl White is no Santa Claus, I'll give you that. Here comes Mike Joseph and the Bison. Joseph goes left now. Bo Heiden pulls up from 18, hits, and the Bison go out in front, 52-49, 13:27 remaining. Here come the Dukes. Petrarca now, he dishes to Adams.
Every trip counts in a close game like this, Stu, especially with the emotional level that's apparent right here in Davis Gym.
White now will come to Adams. It'll go over to Petrarca. He looks inside to Anselmino. He pulls up, can't hit it. Newhouse with the bound. No, knocked away by Butts, and it's off Anselmino. It's off Butts, I'm sorry.
That's right, Stu. It'll be Duquesne ball. They get a fresh 45 on the clock and a fresh chance to chip away at the 3-point Bison lead. In for the Bison, their first substitution of this half. John Watson takes a seat, and Greg Leggett will come on in.
He'll be squaring.
Watson sits down to a well-deserved hand. Scrappy, intense defense by that young man. Young man, he's a grad student, by that seasoned veteran.
Sean Kelly back in for the Dukes. The formidable opponent will pick up, and Bo Heiden will cover him. Here come the Dukes. Petrarca now dishing to Adams. He looks right to White. He'll take the three-pointer. Misses. Kelly with the rebound. No, it goes to Petrarca, and he dishes it in. Took it out of Kelly's hand. Petrarca puts in the bucket. It's 52-51 Bison. And you're right, every trip does count here, Brian. It'll be tough. It's like an ECC game. Butts with a heavy pick. Three-pointer by Leggett now. It won't go. Butts off his hands. Kelly with the rebound. He outlets to Adams. He comes down, covered by Joseph. Nice layup. Boy, what ball control in the air.
Nice. That was just poetry in motion. That graceful shot by Clayton Adams, the guard from Philadelphia, PA. Mike Joseph thought to foul, but didn't. Wise move, I think. 52-53, Bucknell trails, but they've got the ball.
Bo Heiden now dishing to Greg Leggett on the left wing. Greg tries his move inside, picked up by White. He'll go to Bo for a three. No. Pulls up. Inside, nice pass to Leggett. Baseline. No, It's out of the bucket. Looked like it went. Here comes Adams, and Butts was knocked to the ground. 5-on-4. Newhouse from about 15 doesn't go. Rebound, Heiden. Here come the Bison. Duquesne back quick on defense. Here comes Leggett. He'll pull up for the jumper. Off the glass, yes!
Now that's confidence. There was hardly anyone there for the rebound if he missed. He pulled up, popped, and it dropped. 54-53 Bucknell lead.
Duquesne now with a three-pointer. Petrarca hits it. Boy, we've got shooting exhibition #1 of the season. Here comes Mike Joseph.
What a ball game. The Bison trail by 2 to the Atlantic 10 Dukes. 11:36 left to play.
If we don't have a timeout soon, I'm liable to need diapers. Here come the Bison. Teddy Aceto on the left wing. He comes over to Heiden at the top. Inside to Butts. Butts to Aceto for three. Hits it! That's the confidence Teddy Aceto needs. Boy, 57-56 Bison. He looked firm on that shot, Bri.
That's the Teddy Aceto I know and love, Stu. He cans it all the way from Radnor, PA in suburban Philadelphia.
I'm going to need a seatbelt for you, Brian. You almost lost it there. Inside now to White. He pulls up left-hander, doesn't go. Gets his own rebound. Drives in on Butts. Off the glass. Blocked by Butts. They're going to get him for a foul.
Again, these refs a little dicey on their calls. Maybe the foul's on the first attempt, but not on the second. 57-56, Bucknell leads nonetheless. 11:03 to left. As I said before, the foul lights up there like a Christmas tree. In comes Bob Woollum for the Bison. Taking a seat is Mike Joseph. So Bob Woollum, coach's son from Lewisburg, PA, played at Lewisburg High School. He'll take over the leadership on the floor of this squad. He'll be guarding Clayton Adams. No small job, Stu.
It'll be interesting to see if Duquesne switches to the press on the young Woollum. White now hisses the first free throw. I have a nasty suspicion he's not a good free throw shooter.
57-56, again, the Bucknell lead. These free throws are so crucial, Stu, in a game like this. Whoever makes them wins it, walks away with the W.
57-all. We've got a horn. What's the call? Checking.
Near fight. Oh, we're pushing.
And of course, who's in the middle of it but Mr. White?
New NCAA rules. They better be wary. We're talking ejection and maybe even suspension.
We're talking BA on this guy here.
We're holding action. We got a lot of flaring tempers here. It's stiff competition. Ted Aceto received a big shove. And, of course, had something to say about it to his visiting Duquesne adversary. We're all tied up. 11:03 left. Action begins.
Press now to Duquesne. They try to break it. Aceto, he's fouled by Petrarca. There was a pass to midcourt. Teddy jumped, and Petrarca put the body on him. The Bison are fouled.
I'll tell you what, that cheesy performance by that Duquesne player coming back to haunt him. Davis Gym coming alive. We got high emotion here in Davis Gym. 11 minutes to play. We're all tied up at 57. Teddy Aceto inbounds.
Darryl White can only thank his lucky stars he's not sitting down near the Sigma Chi end. Here comes Bobby Woollum. He looks over to Leggett. It comes to Aceto on the left. Aceto comes to Heiden at the top. He'll go inside to Leggett. Turns on Dobbs, shoots, hits it, and Greg Leggett coming alive. Here come the Dukes. Adams now dishes it over to Petrarca. The Bison look good. 59-57 Bucknell. Dobbs now his shirt hanging out. Kelly posting up on Butts. Butts trying to get set. Kelly trying to figure him out. Dobbs now open on the pick. He can't see anything. Goes to Kelly inside. Kelly, Jay! You saw that coming.
Dunks it. We told you. The Duquesne literature boasts of his ability to dunk, and he ties it up with that dunk. 59-59.
Teddy Aceto now looks in, covered by Petrarca. It'll come to Heiden at the top. Down left to Bobby Woollum. Woollum comes to Leggett at the top. He'll go over to Heiden in the right corner. Aceto now coming over. Pulls up for a jumper. Hits it, and the Bison, 61-59. Looked like he took a couple steps. We'll take it. Petrarca now for the Dukes. Ed Shanahan now in for the Dukes, as well as Calvin Dobbs and Sean Kelly. Dobbs now inside the paint. Over Heiden it goes. Nice little spin move, went with the left hand off the glass. 61 all, here come the Bison. Bobby Woollum leads them. Mike Joseph sitting down. Johnny Watson will be checking in shortly. Aceto now comes over to Woollum on the left.
A lot of dangerous lob passes right now by the Bison.
Heiden now in the right corner. Aceto and it goes behind, but the ball is tipped, so it won't be an over and back. Teddy comes out right now from in front of us. Another lob pass by Teddy. He's doing that all game now. It comes back to him. He pulls up from 3. Hits it. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Ted Aceto's come alive, and as we said, it's going to spell trouble for these Duquesne Dukes. 64-61, a 3-point Bison lead. And now
Adams carries the ball.
Carried the ball, did the old handover job. And it's 64-61, Bucknell lead. They got the ball. I don't know. Things really starting to cook here in Davis Gym. Duquesne needs to get this game under control.
And the troublemaker checks back in. Darrell White will go back in for the Dukes. Starting a near fight down here with Ted Aceto. Aceto walks by him, no words said.
There was some blows exchanged last game, I understand, at Duquesne. Stu, is that
I believe Darrell White hit Greg Leggett. I'm not sure if it was an official fight or a cheap shot. According to Leggett, it sounded like a cheap shot. He covers Leggett now. Leggett, who's come alive as well as Aceto. We've got a foul inside. And big Sean Kelly put the meat on Mike Butts and paid the butcher. He picks up his foul. The Bison up 64-61 with 8:56 to go.
Mike Butts looking a little cocky out there. I like to see that emotion on him. He's just nodding his head with a little grin as he stares down the Duquesne Duke.
John Watson now pull up for the jumper. He misses. Rebound by White. No, tipped away by Leggett and in by Butts. Nice play by Greg Leggett to take the ball away from Kelly. Was a nice move.
5-point lead for the Bison. It's their biggest in the second half.
Dobbs now covered well by Aceto. Couldn't get inside. Adams will take the jumper now. In and out. Rebound. Oh, Leggett knocked it away from Butts. And now Adams with the shot won't go. Shanahan tips it in. No. Foul on Butts before the shot.
Butts doesn't like it. See how many fouls that is on Butts.
That's 3 fouls on Mike.
Oh my, that's 4. That's number fouls.
4.
One more, and he'll take a seat. As a matter of fact, he'll take a seat right now. He'll sit down, and in comes Bo Heiden, now a resident of Gaithersburg, Maryland. Butts sits down to a mighty round of applause. He's the money man. Gets that rebound, and you can count it for a deuce.
Not a bad team out there, I might add, Brian. We've got Leggett, Watson, Heiden, Aceto, and Bob Woollum.
Woollum coming along.
Shanahan hits the front end. It's 66-62. Free throws may separate these teams yet. Shanahan hits number 2. This is WVBU 90.5 FM in Lewisburg for all your Bison action. Long outlet to Aceto. He's got to beat Dobbs. That's the only one. Pulls up from the baseline. He's fouled by Dobbs. That was a dumb foul because Teddy got himself into a situation from which he couldn't get out without a bad shot and had to pull up off balance, falling away, and Dobbs hit him with the arm.
What's more, that's number 4 for Mr. Dobbs. 3 of the Duquesne Dukes in foul trouble. Anselimo and Petrarca each with 3 fouls. Dobbs with 4.
Dobbs, as I mentioned, the displaced starter. Teddy hits the first one. We've seen him come alive here.
We have a substitution for the Duquesne.
Coming in now, Tony Petrarca. Still having a gingerly ankle, as I learned from the Duquesne broadcast team.
No applause for Duquesne. Not too big a Duke contingent here to root their fans on, their team on. And Aceto cans the second one. 68-63, so Bucknell lead 5 points, 8 minutes and 30 seconds left. If you can blow off books, blow them off and get on down here to Davis Gym. We've got a dandy.
Shanahan inside now moves on Watson and hits it. An easy shot from about 5. Here comes Bobby Woollum. The Bison are going to try and push it. Bobby now will come over to Bo Heiden. He'll try 3. Hits it. Oh, boy.
Money in the bank. Bo Heiden cans the big trifecta, baby. And Davis Gym's rocking and rolling. It's a 71-65 lead with 8 minutes and 8 seconds left. Here comes Clayton Adams.
Adams now picked up by Bobby at the 3-point line. He comes to Shanahan, who's covered nicely by Watson. He comes over to Adams. Down to Kelly, who's left unattended by Heiden. Coming back now to Petrarca. Petrarca outside, sees Adams, covered by Woollum. It's inside of Petrarca on the give and go. He can't get it. 4 Bison conversion the ball, and Bo Heiden comes away with it. Tipped now on the outlet by Bobby Woollum. Nice play by Clayton Adams. The Bucknell Bison control.
Sea of white jerseys around that ball and that rebound.
Saddlin working the refs. Teddy on inbounds. Here comes John Watson. He dishes to Woollum. Woollum covered closely by Adams. We'll see how the young field general fares. Inside the paint now to Watson. He'll go back to Woollum for three. No, he pulls up. Watson working hard against Shanahan. The inside contact, unbelievable. Leggett now posting on White to pull for the baseline. Goes! Greg Leggett! Unbelievable!
Greg Leggett smiled as he comes back down the floor. What a hot shot. 73-65. The Bison lead is 8 over the Atlantic 10 Duquesne Dukes.
Petrarca now misses. Leggett wants White. Rebound by Heiden. Here come the Bison. 73-65. Threatening to push it to 10.
Call the TO, Mr. Saddlin. Your team's getting out of control. 73-65. Bucknell lead.
Bo Heiden took it away from two Duquesne players. Now Greg Leggett fired up. Comes over to Bobby Woollum. Woollum looks over to Aceto from 2. He hits. It was almost 3. He had a foot on the line. He should have stepped back a little. He's got that confidence. Look at him. Lighting up Davis Gym. The Bison go up 75-65. And the crowd rises to their feet. 6:47 to go. Leggett looking great.
I'll tell you what, Stu, I've been looking forward to this game ever since I saw it on the Bucknell schedule when I got back on campus in late August. And I was certainly right and looking forward to it. 75-65, the Bison lead is now 10 on that hot shot by Ted Aceto. Ted Aceto really coming alive in this second half. Really a big factor in this Bison lead over the visiting Dukes of Duquesne University.
Brian, you never know what's a bad shot and what's a good shot. I mean, the shot taken by Leggett, if he misses it, oh, a terrible choice. But when they go, when you're hot, when you've got the confidence, take that shot. He wants Darryl White. We mentioned the fracas in last year's game. He just took it to him, and his look on his face, he just looked so overjoyed to hit that. The Bison, 75-65.
Now this is the Bucknell team that I expected to see out here this season, not the one that we saw at Dayton, which didn't shoot very well at all. This second half team is shooting the lights out here in Davis Gym. I can't wait to take a gander at those stats of the second half. 6:47 left. Once again, I am Brian McGlinchey along with Stu Haas on WVBU, bringing you Bucknell University basketball as Charlie Woollum's Breakin Bison continue their quest for the NCAA tournament, East Coast Conference title. Here we are in non-conference action against the Atlantic 10 Duquesne Dukes, and it's Clayton Adams trying to control the Dukes.
And Bobby Woollum still on the floor. The changing of the guards, stay tuned. Clayton Adams controls now. Comes down to White. He's picked up by Leggett. White goes inside action. Petrarca now inbounds, knocked away by Watson. Nice play. Teddy Aceto's a scramble for the ball. He'll control. No, there's a scramble on the floor. Who's got it? Duquesne got it, but they were out of bounds. The Bison control. And a chorus of you-yous for Anselmino from the crowd.
Bison coming alive, doing it all, putting it all together. Scrappy D tips the errant pass out by Johnny Watson. Ted Aceto in a real battle for possession, and he won it.
Darryl White will take a seat. Three-pointer now by Heiden. Doesn't go. Rebound by Newhouse. And there's a scramble. Oh, and we got a walk. He fell over Bo Heiden.
Coach Saddlin getting a warning from the referee. He's walking way out of that coach's box and obscuring my view and yours too, Stu. The game's getting out of the Duquesne control.
And what happened there, Bo Heiden tripped, simply fell. Anselmino fell over him and was called for the walk. Here come the Bison with threatening to push it to 12. Bobby Woollum looks in as Greg Leggett battles the big West German Newhouse. Watson with the ball. He comes left to Aceto. Aceto will pull up from 3. Doesn't get it. Bad shot selection. He was a little bit outside the 3. We'll give it to him now.
Thought about it a little long, but the way he's shooting, I'm glad to see him take the shot.
Inside now to Newhouse and Leggett. We're going to have a charge. Oh, boy. Greggy Leggett playing D, what can you say? He's got to be inspired. That's the kind of thing that gets you a starting position.
In the dictionary under home court advantage, there's a big picture at Davis Gym, Stu. This place is rocking and rolling. The Bison lead by 10. There hasn't been any scoring in about the past minute and a half, but the lead is firmly intact, and Coach Saddlin dangerously nears a technical foul. He's being egged on by the Bucknell fans here.
Berating the referees instead of his own team. Here's the long outlet to Aceto. He catches it. Oh, and it went off his hands. Boy, you've got to wonder about the logic of that. You're up 10. Why not set up for a shot? Run some clock down.
Well, they are the Breakin Bison, and I guess Johnny Watson saw the long outlet. Did that style of pass you'd see from Billy Tubbs' Oklahoma team. Didn't work out this time.
Clayton Adams now, come right. Petrarca drives, bounce pass to Adams in the paint, drives, shoots, doesn't roll in. Oh, and it's tipped in by Newhouse. Yes, incredible tip in from an incredible angle, and here comes Bobby Woollum.
8-point Bucknell lead.
Boy, if it gets a 6, I'd like to see Charlie call a timeout, Brian. Heiden looks in now. He goes to Leggett. Right corner to Woollum. Comes back out to Leggett. Over to the left to Aceto. Left corner to Heiden. Back to Aceto. Comes right now to Leggett. Finding nothing. 25 on the shot. Aceto in the left corner. Sees nothing. Comes back to Woollum. Heiden at the top. Dishes to Watson. Watson sees nothing. Comes back to Heiden. 17 on the shot now. Leggett drives at the foul line. Dishes to Bobby Woollum on the left. Inside to Watson now. Turn around. Right-hander. Won't go. Newhouse with the bound. No. Foul by Bo Heiden. We had a whistle.
Tell you what, a big story right here, Stu. Bucknell playing this whole surge without their big money man, East Coast Conference preseason MVP Mike Butts, to put it all together without the big man. Now that's the sign, Stuart, of a championship team. 75-67 Bucknell lead. Only 5 minutes left in this classic basketball action at Davis Gym.
Again, Mike Butts, Mike Joseph not on the court. Here come the Dukes. Adams drives. He's picked up by Woollum at the free throw line. Jumper doesn't go. Rebound by Newhouse. Off the glass. No, won't go. Tipped in by Newhouse. Boy, he stays with it, Brian. 75-69 is down to 6. Here comes Ted Aceto.
Bison need a bucket. This is an Atlantic 10 team playing some fierce competition all throughout the year. They got plenty of fight left in them.
Aceto now down to Leggett. He fakes up his man. Oh, he's hammered. Boy, Shanahan put the body on Leggett.
I think Leggett smelled dunk. He's the type of personality to take it to the hoop and dunk it, and he can dunk it.
Folgers freeze-dried in your nose. Greg Leggett, wake up. Boy, the body.
For Shanahan, that's his second foul.
You hate to see a guy go to the floor hard. An injury, not what we need here.
Definitely not at this point in the season.
At this point, though, the Bison look like they're 8 deep, Brian.
Exactly. This bench is really working for Charlie Woollum. What an experienced squad. Bo Heiden, of course, started against Georgetown 2 years ago when the Bison traveled to the Omni in Atlanta to take on Georgetown. First round NCAA action.
Leggett's first shot is no good. Boy, may have still been affected from the blow.
Got to make those shots still.
4:37 to go. Bison up by 6. Leggett will try again.
3 firm bounces. The breath. Another one.
It's like a physical. He hits the second one. 76-69 Bison.